Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports Network, let's go.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. It is Tuesday. The Home Run Derby happened last night. There was some drama with Stephen A. Smith. We got your chance to qualify for crypto coming up at 9 a.m. Plus, Tori Petry, former Lioness, is going to join us. And she's going to talk to us about the Lions season upcoming and just kind of what she's been up to since she left the Lions. We got a lot of stuff planned for today. But first, let's introduce the crew. My name is Stick. To my right.
Yo, what's up? It's Corey.
Corey's on his revenge tour today, apparently.
I mean, hey, it's laundry day.
It's laundry.
Dude, Corey, I can relate to Corey so much. Hi, I'm Joey, by the way. Corey has been, like, the last 2 weeks saying, damn, man, I'm running low on laundry. Damn, I'm running low on laundry. It's the same thing with me.
And this is what we get, guys.
I'm out of socks.
The revenge tour did not produce great results.
You need to take some revenge on that laundry basket. Joey, you've already introduced yourself, and we have Alex over in producer land. We have Jeff filling in for the role of Fish in the sound room, and then of course Paige is here as well. We're also going to bring in WoodwardSports.com writer Andrew Jonna to go over his mock draft for the NBA draft that's coming up in literally like 16 days, which I cannot believe. We got the number 1 overall pick, and that draft is coming up in 16 days. But first, let's kick off the show talking about Pro Football Focus ranked the top quarterbacks in the NFL. And we've gone through several of these, and like some of them had like Jared Goff at like 31. Some of them had Jared Goff at like 34. This one, he's a little bit better. I think they showed him a little bit more love, but not exactly where I think he should wind up. And then, of course, we got to discuss where Matthew Stafford winds up on this list. So, fellas, you ready to get into some football talk real quick and find out where the boys are?
This is PFF, too. This is a good source right here, so they better not disappoint.
Yeah, this isn't some, like, random poll that another sports network does with their internal employees. Like, this is all based off logistics and statistics. And, you know, why are you laughing, Corey?
No, it's just funny because I'm going to get into that.
All right, well, let's get into it. Do you guys want to start 1 through 10, or do you want to go 32 through 21?
Let's start. Let's go from the bottom up.
All right, started from the bottom. Let's go. So these are the lowest ranked quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And we see our very own Jared Goff coming in at number 26.
They got Justin Fields before Jared Goff.
That's the thing, man. Like, how are you going to put unproven commodities before him when this dude's been to a Super Bowl? But let's talk about it. Number 32, obviously, Drew Lock, Denver Broncos. He's got to have a good year this year. I mean, they provided all the weapons for him last year by drafting 2 wide receivers. They got him a running back this year in Javonte Williams. I mean, he's got to perform this year. He has the tools, and he's just got to put it out there, right? If not, I think it's the end of Drew Lock.
I think it's the end of Drew Lock last year. I don't really see what he's going to do this year that's going to be so jaw-dropping that you would want to go ahead and invest in him. But, hey, more power to John Elway.
Yeah, here's what's shocking on the list to me. Jalen Hurts, number 31, but Tua is only 2 spots above him. And Tua, obviously, was drafted way higher than Jalen Hurts last year.
And even the fact that Zach Wilson is that's low versus Justin Fields, because if I'm not mistaken, Zach Wilson's the second best quarterback coming out of this draft.
It depends on who you ask. I mean, honestly, it depends on who you ask.
I'm thinking just off of looking at how Pro Football Focus goes into these rankings, because I was looking them over, and it says we go just beyond last season's performances, and the grading works to isolate each quarterback's performance from that of a supporting cast to make their projections more, effective. So if they're going to go off of that, I don't even understand how any of these rookie quarterbacks are above some of these pro quarterbacks. But I mean, these veterans, I should say, not pros. But Wilson above Jalen Hurts, I don't see it. The Jets, who is he throwing to? At least with the Jets, he has somewhat of a better offense, but I don't know with Zach Wilson. He could end up being a bust. We never know.
Yeah, that's the thing with these rookie quarterbacks is you have nothing to go off except their college career. And literally, all right, Zach Wilson was good at BYU. How's that going to transfer to the NFL? And the same thing, you can look at Justin Fields when you look at that list. So the bottom of the list is it's debatable, but honestly, we're debating who's worse. We're really not debating the top end here. But I do think I'd take Jared Goff over Justin Fields. I'd take Jared Goff over Jameis Winston, and I'd probably take Jared Goff over Carson Wentz. So to me, I would have him in almost my top 20.
I had Jared Goff in. When I'm looking at this list, I was thinking that before I even looked at it, I'm like, he should be somewhere between 20 and 25, where, anywhere between there you want to go ahead and argue situations, cool. But I thought he should be somewhere between there. I thought 26 is literally right outside of it. But again, having those rookie QBs and then having Jameis. What does Jameis Winston prove? He hasn't really proven anything in the NFL.
He hasn't even proven he can beat Taysom Hill out for a starting job, let alone beat any of these guys.
I think it's off of the stats off of last season. It's got to be.
He didn't have any stats last season. He sat his ass on the bench.
Yeah, even though they're saying that it wasn't based off of it, it go beyond it. Even if you're going off of beyond last season, I don't know how you can put Jameis Winston above Jared Goff. I don't get that. I don't get how you can put Carson Wentz. What has Carson Wentz really shown? I mean, he's shown he's good in the regular season. He hasn't really shown anything in the postseason. So I don't get the rankings. I think they kind of contradict themselves a little bit, but that's just me.
Ooh, I would rank Goff number 12. That's a statement. I mean, I'm going to have to look at who was number 12. Fields being above Goff is proof enough that you can't take PFF seriously. And that's the thing. Like, honestly, I like PFF. Like, they normally have, really intelligent reporting. But when you have stuff like this and then you're saying that it's based on last year's performance, it's like, well, what the hell are you talking about?
If you're talking about just situations like on paper and you're thinking how they're going to produce based off of their situation, all right, maybe. But if you're talking about like their skill and how good they are as a quarterback, this is flawed.
Yeah. Well, that is the bottom rung of the top 32. Let's get into number 22 through, I believe, number 11 on this graphic that we got coming up. And this is where it starts getting interesting. See, I think Goff could be up there with all of these guys. Like I said, I'm putting him above Wentz, which would shove him into this other graphic. And I may even put him above Jimmy G. I definitely putting him above Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting him above those Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and Jimmy G. Easily. That's just easy for me. What is Daniel Jones?
Right.
What? Jimmy G, we've seen the tape on him. His coach doesn't even want him to be alive by the time the season starts.
Yeah, he may not even be alive by the time it gets here.
And then Jimmy G, and also too, Jimmy G, who knows if he even starts the season. He may not. I mean, whatever.
That's the thing. So if you have Wilson on this list and you have Fields, Fields isn't going to start the season. That's not going to be him. Yeah. But you got Jimmy G up there. Why wouldn't you have Trey Lance up there?
Again, I said the list contradicts itself. It doesn't make any sense. And then Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback prospect we've seen in a long time, but this guy could also touch the NFL field and become Ryan Leaf. You don't know. So
don't say that. He was my number 1 overall pick in my fantasy draft.
Told you don't do it.
I had to do it, man. He fell to me at number 10 in the first round, and I need a quarterback.
Could have pulled what the Pistons are going to do. Use that as value.
Oh, you think they're going to trade out? You think the Pistons are going to trade out?
An option.
And you know what? I like what James Paxton says, and I'm just going to kind of paraphrase it. Why do they factor rookie QBs into these lists if they're going off of last year? Like, they should have a list based off of non-rookies.
Right.
People, the people that were actually starters last year. I like that. I like that, James. I mean, that's what I was kind of thinking, but yeah, I don't get putting rookies in this list.
Well, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Trevor Lawrence flirting with there. And, I don't mind Trevor Lawrence in the middle of the pack because that's what he's supposed to be, right?
Okay.
If he's middle of the pack, that's actually bad news for Jacksonville. Like, he needs to be a top 12 quarterback by the end of the season for them to really get their value out of that number 1 overall pick, similar to Joe Burrow last year, but obviously without an injury. Notini, I agree. Goff is gonna turn some heads this year.
I mean, the thing about it is it's not going to take much for him to do that because he has such low expectations going into this season. It's honestly surprising. I don't get why we're doing that. Obviously, you look at the receiving core, doesn't have great weapons outside of Hawk.
Yeah, I got other people saying Jalen Hurts is going to shock people this year. Joey 2 times. I don't know about that. And yeah, I'm with you, Art Smith. We trust, and I don't know if that's actually
Wait, is that
Art.
the page?
Yeah.
In Art Smith we trust.
Yeah. And I don't know-
Our Art Smith.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Bold prediction: Pat Stafford will break his leg this year. Ow!
I hope not.
Conor McGregor style?
I don't know.
Hey, we can't say all that, Dan.
But
Come
I will
on.
say this.
Come on.
I still don't think Matt Stafford played 19 games as a Ram.
It's going to be tough. I mean, he's had a rough go the last couple seasons. But let's get that graphic back up there real quick, Alex, so we can go through the rest of this countdown. Trevor Lawrence was flirting around there right at 21. Daniel Jones does not belong in the top 20 of anything. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's earned that spot, I guess, but
He's a.
eh?
I'm mixed because it's like Fitzmagic has that 1 year with a team and then that's it.
That's it. Well, but he's got that 1 year with Washington, and if they did okay last year without a quarterback, they should do a little bit better with Fitzpatrick this year. Joe Burrow, if he could stay healthy, I like him right there at that 18 spot. Kyler Murray. Now, this is somebody that should be a top 10 quarterback by now, especially in that offense and his mobility and just what he brings to the table, but he's down there, 17. Do you agree with that?
I hate to, but I don't know. I think he should be a little bit higher. I would have Kyler Murray before Derek Carr, but I mean, that's just me.
Ben Roethlisberger, to me, he should be way lower on the list.
Yeah,
he was
he's
damn near a liability last year.
Especially towards the end of the season.
Ben Roethlisberger's a shell of his former self. I mean, we talked about guys like Drew Brees going ahead and fade riding to the sunset earlier. I think if anybody, Ben Roethlisberger should have rode into the sunset 2 years ago.
Justin Herbert, way too low on this list to me. He's a top 10 quarterback in my eyes, period.
No revisionist history. I'm a person who said that the Lions should have drafted him with the 3rd overall pick.
I would not have been mad at that, but it wouldn't lead us to where we are now, which I'm pretty excited about. So, yeah, that would have been an interesting. If we really would have pursued a rookie quarterback last year, I wonder how this entire offseason would have played out different.
It may not have
Everything.
gone. Everything would have affected everything.
Everything. I mean, obviously, they're still going to try to move Stafford, but now your hand's on the table, and everybody knows you're trying to move Stafford, so you're probably going to get less back. So Kirk Cousins, it's Kirk Cousins. I mean, it's about as vanilla as you're going to get. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. He's a serviceable quarterback. Derek Carr should not be number 13 on this list.
He's way too high.
Yeah.
Way too high.
And then Ryan Tannehill. I like Ryan Tannehill. He got a bad deal when he was in Miami, and then once you give him the tools, like Tannehill is what everybody thinks Stafford is going to be once he gets to L.A. Like he was playing for a team that was underperforming, didn't put the tools around him, but then you give him a Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and now an A.J. Green,
Which I think is bull because Stafford had Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate, Marvin Jones. I mean he's had a slew of people to throw to. He's even had Reggie Bush and Drake Bell as running backs. If you guys don't like them, all right, whatever. But I mean, I don't see these all of a sudden night and day weapons that he's going to the Rams and having now.
Right. All right. So it wraps up the top or the bottom 12 on this list from 12 to 32. Let's get into the top 11. And this is where things get a little bit interesting. Like I said, I would have Justin Herbert up in this top 11. Who I'm taking out of it, though, that's the question. Because look at this run of quarterbacks right here. And I know there was a report yesterday about Stafford being the number 6 quarterback over Dak. But on Pro Football Focus, they have Matthew Stafford at number 11. And I think that's fair.
This is probably the one thing about the list that they got right, in my opinion. That's having where Stafford is at, because ESPN having Matthew Stafford as the 6th best quarterback in the NFL, I thought was crazy. Like I was watching it and listening to Damian Woody. It just did not. I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. But if you're going off of what you think the Rams offensive line and what the targets and weapons that Stafford has, he in his numbers, he should be the 11th best quarterback in NFL. You want to put it, I'm shocked that if they would have had him at 10th, I may not have been that mad, but I believe 11th is appropriate.
They got him winning the Super Bowl, so he'd better be a top 11 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, our boy Isaac, Andy Isaac from Isaac's World on Twitter had a great tweet yesterday. He's like, when Matthew Stafford was in Detroit, the media had treated him one way. Now that he's in L.A., he's going to be a Super Bowl. Is he the next Joe Montana? Is like the narrative on him.
It's just interesting how
That's a good throw, though.
a lot of people outside of Michigan love this guy. When I go to other states, they love Matthew Stafford. It's in here it's a mixed reaction, but outside of Michigan, they love him. But I'm just confused on how a guy who has never won a playoff game is now all of a sudden about to light up the league. We have not even seen him touch the field yet in a Rams uniform and under McVay, so it's a big question mark.
Yeah, I mean, listen, L.A. went all in on our boy, our former boy, I guess we should say now.
That's still our boy.
Okay, L.A. went all in on him, so if he doesn't perform this year and next year and they don't make it to at least one Super Bowl in the next 2 years, this whole damn thing's a failure for them, and they're all going to be...
That's crazy. It's crazy
I agree
to
with
hear
you,
that.
Spiro. Baker over Stafford is ignorant.
Yeah, because his commercials, that's why.
I do love Baker's commercials.
That's why.
though.
That's the only reason why he's higher on this list,
Here's
because the
the
money
thing.
attached to his name.
The Rams have not renewed his contract, so Stafford is there the 2-year deal. If they don't win the Super Bowl, Stafford's not getting brought back probably. Les Snead and Sean McVay are probably getting fired. So their jobs are on the line for a guy who's never won a playoff game. And he now has Super Bowl expectations. All right.
I wonder how much pressure Stafford is actually feeling, because here there was no pressure. No pressure to win. If you lose, it's like, all right, you don't have the tools. We make excuses for you. Out there, if he loses, it's going to be a world of hurt, man. They're going to come at his ass.
There's going to be no wild card and you lose. There's not going to be any divisional round and you lose. This has to be Super Bowl or bust.
Yep. All right, let's get into the rest of the top 10. Obviously, Baker Mayfield being at number 10. That's probably where I would switch. That's who I'd take out of the top 10.
Yes, I said if they would have had him at 10, I wouldn't have been mad. But I mean, if you want to put him at 11, cool.
Yeah, I'd put Herbert over Baker Mayfield. He's already proven
most
more
definitely.
as a rookie with less weapons. Matt Ryan on this list is steady Eddie. I mean, he's just going to put up his numbers. It's going to be interesting to see what he does without Julio Jones. But, they got Kyle Pitts, so I think they're going to be okay.
It's a good trade.
Lamar Jackson, quarterback / running back, number 8 on this list. And we could get into the debate whether he helps or hurts the team. They have to build the offense around him because he can't really throw, but they have an incredible offense, so take the good, you take the bad when you got Lamar Jackson. Dak Prescott at number 7. Going to be interesting to see how he bounces back from that ankle injury. Josh Allen. The fact that Josh Allen is creeping towards the top 5 on this list is pretty damn crazy to me. That was a great draft pick.
I think he's gonna end the season as a top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 5, Deshaun Watson. I don't know if you can put him on this. There should be an asterisk next to that name because he ain't not even played this season. So how's he going to be a top 5 quarterback when he doesn't fucking play?
At this rate, I don't see how he could play.
I honestly don't. And on top of that, is Deshaun Watson a top 5 talent? Yes. But even if he did play with that team that they're going to put on the field, I don't think he's going to end with top 5 results.
Right. Then you got Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Once again, we don't know if Aaron Rodgers. He said, what did he say yesterday? That he's going to decide in the next couple of weeks. It's like, bro, you're still thinking about this?
I said it a couple of weeks ago. He's Brett Favre in them.
Hey, there's no way he was out there at all these training camps and stuff without us really knowing, right?
No way.
That gets out there too easily.
No, that would have leaked.
Yeah, they got guys out there like Corey that would definitely let us know.
My thing is dude's got to be practicing. Obviously, if he's gonna make that decision, he's working now. He's practicing. How has it not leaked?
Or maybe not. Again, he might be Brett Favre. I'm like, I'm gonna needle y'all to the end, just like Brett did each year.
Yep. Number 2 on this list, Tom Brady, and these two are both going to be on Madden together. Patrick Mahomes at number 1, and you could argue those two maybe position-wise, 1 or number 2, but outside of that, that's the number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, that's the number 1 and number 2, but I get Mahomes, but again, I don't like.
He's just such a talent, just an athlete.
It's good. It's got to be talent. It's got to be talent-wise. I would take Mahomes over Brady, but in the end, it'll just be talent. If I needed a quarterback to win, I ain't betting against.
You would take Mahomes over Brady as your quarterback.
I said if I'm going talent.
Oh.
I said if I want to win.
What does that mean? What does talent mean? You got to take a quarterback.
I think right now at their age and the stage of the game, I think Mahomes is a better QB talent as far as accuracy, deep balls and stuff like that.
Super Bowl may have something to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I make no excuses for anybody, but Patrick Mahomes did have a lot of his line obliterated and injured.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you
He's
know,
more of a liability to me.
He was throwing some
Is that liability?
Some
Mahomes.
of Patrick Mahomes' incomplete passes were all-time great in that Super Bowl. So that's why I'm just still saying, if he comes back with the full line, I get it. But who I would still take, I would just never bet against Tom Brady in anything. So
That's the thing. Tom Brady, you get consistency out of him. Like Mahomes, don't get me wrong, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but you're still getting consistent play, but it ain't like Tom Brady. When Tom Brady got the ball, I'll close my eyes and watch that and know something good happened.
It is crazy the narrative that happened after that Super Bowl win-loss for both of them. You know, Tom Brady obviously had already cemented himself as a GOAT, but really hammered it home with this last Super Bowl. And if Mahomes would have won, oh my God, it would have been this kid. Not only is he got his second Super Bowl already, he beat Tom Brady for it.
Yeah.
So, like, the narrative on what Mahomes is and is going to be would have been through the roof had they won that game.
Yeah.
And Travis Kelce said, it motivated them, so we're going to see what happens with the Chiefs this year when they come out and play this NFL season. But that is the top 32 rankings for Pro Football Focus on quarterbacks. Jared Goff, way too low. Matthew Stafford, what do we think? Probably about right?
It's about right.
It's about right?
We'll see this season.
Yeah.
To be continued.
But let us know what you think of that list, if you change anything, where you change it, and who your top 10 would be, because we like to see all the different levels, right? And that's what I'm doing. Speaking of levels, I got the shirt on
Got
today.
the shirt, too?
Yeah, the shirt from Levels. They are opening. Their grand opening is going on in Centerline, and it's happening July 30th. It's a Friday. We're going to be there doing our live broadcast from the parking lot. They have all types of stuff going on. They have food trucks that are going to be there, all types of vendors, and it's just going to be a nice, fun event for you to come and enjoy. So make sure you check them out at Enjoy Levels on Instagram, or go to enjoylevels.com and get information on the grand opening.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for listening wherever you're listening at, including our app, which you can go download for free right now if you want to. It's available in the Apple or Google Play stores, so make sure you go download that today. And you can listen to us with just a touch of a button. It's awesome. You go in your car, you plug it in, press play, and you can listen to Detroit Sports Talk right on your radio. Some new opinions for you. Adam posted this question yesterday, or posed this question yesterday, after the Tigers drafted our boy Jackson Jobe at number 3, a high school pitcher. He wanted to know, what was a more risky pick, taking a high school player in baseball at number 3 or taking a cornerback at number 3? And here's the results: 526 votes on our Twitter at Woodward Sports. Notice that verified check mark. Thank you very much. But our Twitter fans agree that a high school pitcher at number 3 was more risky than a cornerback at number 3, even though there'd never been a quarterback drafted that high.
I mean, the thing about it, what do you mean there's never been a cornerback that high?
Number 3.
Yeah, but the thing about it, when you look at it, you're comparing a high school athlete versus a collegiate athlete.
Yep.
And that's what I think it all comes down to. So I got to agree with the fans on this one, with the 64.8% in favor of the high school pitcher, because there's still so much development in that athlete's game. But if you're that pitcher that's being considered like a Jackson Jobe as a top pick like that, you're next level. You're transcendent. You're not just a regular high school athlete, but there's still so much development left in the game.
Corey, what do you think? What's more risky?
Ooh, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I do know. Hold on. I just had to double check one thing and just had to make sure about this. Yeah, Sean Springs, he was taken 3rd overall in '97.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so I just had to double check that.
I retract my no one's been that high. Sean Springs. So once again, that was not a great draft pick at number 3.
But to my point, I think it's riskier, and this actually just makes my point. I think it's riskier to draft a cornerback at number 3 than it is to draft a baseball pitcher at number 3, because again, when you're drafting a pitcher that high, you're not going to be playing him anytime soon, like a high school pitcher that high. You're going to be putting him in the farm system, and you're going to be trying to let him go through all the majors and get seasoned, and you may not see him for a couple of years. When you draft a cornerback at number 3, you're expecting that guy to be Deion Sanders or Charles Woodson.
Yes, sir.
That guy has to come into your team,
Or Sean Springs.
Or you don't want him to be Sean Springs. You need this guy to come in there and make an immediate impact on your team. That is why when Matt Patricia telegraphed the effing pick and said that they're going to go ahead and get Jeff Okudah, it wasn't a smart pick. Now, granted, Jeff Okudah still has time to become a great cornerback, because after everything that we're hearing in camp, he's starting to see the game differently. Aaron Glenn has been coaching him up differently, so it remains to be seen. But I believe it's more risk taking a cornerback 3rd overall than it is to take a pitcher because of that whole farm system aspect.
Yeah, and I got to go against Twitter on this, too. I definitely think a cornerback at number 3, it's a luxury pick. Like, that's when you're on the cusp of getting to a Super Bowl, or you're almost there, and you have, time to let this guy grow. That's a luxury pick, and that's where the Lions kind of went wrong. Especially now that we know what type of coaching he was getting. That was a completely wrong pick. Like, because he's already saying, like, damn, I wish I already had these tools in my bag that I'm being taught, and we only had, a week of OTAs?
Yeah, he said that in the first week, and that threw me off. And then a couple of weeks later, Aaron Glenn reiterated that point, saying you're going to see a very happy Jeff Okudah this year because of the way that we've been working with him. So that's speaking a lot. That says a lot. But again, third overall pick in football, that guy has to make an immediate impact. That guy has to come in and be ready to contribute and lead a team in whatever area. You're expecting him to come in and lead the defense. He's got to come in and be the defensive rookie of the year if you're drafted 3rd overall.
Well, look at this year. With the number 7 pick, we got Penei Sewell, right? That's a good pick at number 7, and that's what you're going to want. Penei Sewell production that you're getting at number 7 out of your number 3 pick. That's the type of production that you want. You want that transcendent player that's going to come in, start day 1. And unfortunately, we didn't get that out of Okudah at number 3. But also the reason I say this is high school pitchers, there's 100 of them in baseball. That's just what happens. They draft these kids so young, and then they put them through the farm system. Some of them are going to fall off, but if you hit the lottery with this kid, which that's the thing with Jackson, is high ceiling but also very low floor with him. So we got to hope he reaches that high ceiling. But I would rather risk it on a high school kid in baseball than a number 3 cornerback in football, to where if he doesn't pan out, I just wasted a whole year of draft picks. Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, you look at cornerbacks too. How many cornerbacks really get drafted and all of a sudden you see direct impact right off of the first season? Look at the most recent Lion outside of Okudah, Darius Slay. How many seasons did it take for him to really get acclimated and into the system to where he started becoming this Pro Bowl elite cornerback?
Yeah, that's the thing with cornerbacks. There is an adjustment period. You go from guarding 17, 18, 19-year-old kids to grown-ass men that are 6'4" and run 4.2 40s. It's completely different when you get to the NFL, especially the physicality of it, the angles of it, body positioning, hip adjustments, everything.
I got a name for you. Had to do just doing some more looking up. Bryant Westbrook, 5th overall by the Lions. What did he do?
Keep going all the Lions draft
let's
picks.
Not go through Lions draft picks through the years. Can we not do that this morning? I was having a good morning.
I'm just saying, you drafted a quarterback in that top 5. You're pretty much saying, hey, this is going to be the guy.
Especially cornerbacks, when you look even later in the draft, 2nd, 3rd rounders, those are sometimes the transcendent athletes out of these drafts. So it really is risky and I'm kind of going back on what I said. It's risky.
I think we convinced Joey.
It's just a tough one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's a tough question. That's why we got to ask it.
Focusing on a high school athlete, I guess the way I'm looking at this question is a little bit different, because you shouldn't take a cornerback that soon in any NFL draft, because there's a whole bunch of great, amazing cornerbacks coming out of college.
Damn it, Lloyd.
Think about this. Charles Woodson and Deion Sanders were drafted 4th and 5th, respectively, in their drafts. Okudah was drafted 3rd. So you're essentially saying that Okudah's going to be better than those guys.
He should be, yeah.
He should be.
And listen, the jury's not completely done.
It's not done.
Right. Like, we don't know what Okudah's going to be this year or next year.
It's just a risk.
Yes. And we risked it, and last year it did not work out. But I think that had more to do with coaching than it did, with the actual player in this. So we'll see. Sometimes a player gets drafted in the wrong system. They can't acclimate, and I think that's what happened last year with Okudah. But I thought it was a fun question to ask. Jeff, do you got an opinion on this? Would you rather have a high school quarterback or a high school pitcher at number 3 or a cornerback at number 3?
No, I agree with it. Would definitely be the cornerbacks, the more worst pick, just because Joey made the point, it takes a couple of years for these guys to get acclimated. Number one, a high school pitcher, he's going into the lab. He's going to go and just learn his way. You already know that process, but these corners get thrown in day one, and like Okudah, you might be on Devontae Adams week 1, and it might never be the same.
Isn't that crazy, though? Like, think about that. You go literally from high school or from college, where Jeff Okudah said the best wide receiver he ever played against was Quintez Cephas. And, day one, you're lined up against Devontae Adams. That's tough. That's tough for anybody.
You're on an island, too. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, Revis Island. That's who I wish we had.
It ain't no Devontae Adams having his Cal State quarterback. It's him having freaking Aaron Rodgers throwing him that damn ball.
That don't help
thing
either.
Too.
Yeah.
Like the
elite quarterbacks throwing it with an elite line throwing it, like just everything about it.
Well, and you got to think of how they, coaching is better, play drawing is better, ability to get players open is better. There's just so much that has to go into being a cornerback.
You ain't going against Big Ten quarterbacks no more. You're going against the best of the best.
The best. So that was a fun Twitter poll. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter. We always pose questions like that, and as you see, sometimes we bring them on the show, and we love your votes. So at Woodward Sports, make sure you give us a follow today. And let's give a shout out to our people at Coast Portland. If you're looking for a gift, you got a birthday coming up, or Joey's got a bachelor party coming up, and we're going to Scottsdale. I bought my ticket yesterday, Joey, and I may get you a nice little bachelor gift from Coast Portland, because they have everything for the outdoorsy guy, or even for a guy like you who's not really outdoorsy, but you still want fun stuff, right?
I like that headlamp. So if I get the headlamp from you, I would appreciate that. And bless you.
Thanks for keeping the camera
I
on
know,
me.
I love that.
coastportland.com, WSN20, you get 20% off today. So make sure you go there and get yourself a gift, or get a gift for somebody that you know. coastportland.com, great prices and a lifetime warranty.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
All right, let's start it off with a little bit of Lions talk here. I love how this warranted an announcement yesterday, but the Lions announced yesterday that Ford Field will host full crowds for this upcoming season,
Let's
baby.
go! Now, are there any stipulations or anything? Do you got to show your Vax card to get in? Because I know that was a concern at one point, right?
There is no vaccination card needed, and there will be no face requirements covered.
Okay.
It's fully back to business.
Back to business.
And they're also bringing back all of the normal game day experiences around Ford Field. So this is going to be a normal football season at Ford Field.
Well, kind of normal, because we're going to be down there now.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to change things up a little bit. We're going to do a pregame from there, and we'll announce where that location is going to be. But we got some good news coming up on that. And then the postgame parties are going to be amazing as well. So I can't wait for this Lions season. Like, literally counting down the days. September 12th is the first legitimate, real, regular season game.
Less than a month away, baby.
Less than what?
Less than a month
September.
away. Wait, what'd you say?
I said September 12th.
Oh, dang. Oh, regular season.
Yeah, less than 2 months away. But yeah, we're less than a month away from
Yeah.
preseason games and all that good stuff. So yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
preseason-
yeah. Hell yeah.
first
Let's go
preseason-
Lions.
Yeah, first preseason game is actually on the 8/13. So yeah.
Yeah, we are 1 month away from
Exactly
preseason
a month.
football. 1 month away, baby.
That's the only sport that I actually like preseason games and all that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
I'll watch
Because the Lions always win, usually.
I mean, the year we went 0-16, we were 4-0 in preseason.
Hey, Alex, I sent you a picture. I don't know why I thought of this, but we're talking about face coverings. Yesterday, I'm at my basketball game, And I just wanted to shout out the most swagged out referee that I have ever seen in basketball. When you look at his outfit, you got that picture, Alex?
He's working on it.
Oh, okay.
So let's move
and
on.
I want to throw it back to Dan Campbell and his excitement of opening up the season at home. We go back on this clip.
I think it's exciting we get to open at home. That's kick ass, you know. I think our fans are going to be going crazy. I think it's going to be loud as hell, and I think we'll give them hell, you know. But, you know, hey, it's exciting. I'm fired up.
I'm fired up. That's
You
my
and me
favorite
both,
thing.
Dan Campbell.
I love when he says, I'm fired up.
God, I wish we could talk to that man every day. Like, I want to wake up and just talk to Dan Campbell and then, like,
telling
attack
you,
the day.
Siri,
You know what? We gotta
Siri
get you
needs to be Dan Campbell.
Oh wow, get you a Dan Campbell-ism, like the that was easy button, just press it and the Dan Campbell quote comes up.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Or just every morning he leaves me an inspirational voicemail.
What would you want? You could get one that was easy button. What would you get for Dan Campbell to say?
To what he would say.
Yeah, you get one record, one famous
I mean, we already got
line.
him saying Woodward Sports, let's go. So what would I have Dan Campbell say? I just say maybe like, get up and bite some fucking kneecaps. Like that'll be my alarm clock.
I'm fired up.
Yeah.
I'm fired up. A lot of stroking, I feel like, is going on for Matthew Stafford. We can all agree on that here in Detroit and nationwide, truthfully. We will see it all out on the field this season, but two-time Super Bowl champ Damian Woody had some words about the Lions and how they handled Matthew Stafford.
Listen, I love Dak Prescott, but I think that's nonsense by Nick right there. Matt Stafford consistently over his career has been a stat monster. You know what's been holding Stafford back? The Detroit Lions as an organization. This is an organization that has won a grand total of one playoff game since the 1950s. One, okay?
Man, if only we had a quarterback to get us there. Like,
Number 11 quarterback.
What is that shit?
I know. I know.
Blame everybody else around you. That's the one thing I hate about Stafford slappies, man. Like, I love Stafford. I think he's the best quarterback the Lions have ever had. But if you're going to sit up there and say they did him a disservice and then use they've only won one playoff game since the 90s, but not attribute any of that to the fucking quarterback we had for 12 years?
Yep.
You're stupid, Damian Woody. You're stupid.
Who gets more passes for their losing? LeBron James or Matthew Stafford?
Oh,
I think Matthew Stafford's starting to catch him.
See, but you got to realize you're talking about LeBron, who is one of the
Who has
best.
won. Yeah.
And he has won. He's proven himself at some scale.
But Lord, Matthew Stafford has so many apologies for what he's done. What has he done in the postseason? He's had 3 shots at it. It's not like he led a team of bums to the playoffs. He's had above average talent.
He had no one to throw the ball to, though, Corey.
Yeah, I guess Calvin Johnson just going to the Hall of Fame for no reason.
Man. He sucks.
I guess Golden Tate was you're having the Yak King meant nothing. I guess Marvin Jones is nobody.
But now he has Cooper Kupp.
Listen, you can't call a quarterback a top quarterback if your leading scorer on that team is your kicker.
In that Cowboys game, did the Lions get screwed? Yeah, but who also messed up? Didn't Matthew Stafford have 2 fumbles in the 4th quarter?
Yeah, and we had 5 minutes after that bad call. We got the ball back and then decided to do nothing with it.
Didn't Matthew Stafford not score a touchdown since the 1st quarter in that game? Oh, but you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, I get it. You could put some blame on the Lions organization.
Yeah.
Like, throughout history, the Lions have not run a tight ship. We know this. They're probably the least successful organization in football. But if you're a part of that team and you're the lead dog on that team, you have to take some accountability for that.
I guess with my LeBron James thing is they're acting like he was LeBron leading the 07 Cavs to the finals. No, he didn't lead a bunch of bums. This guy had talent. Come on, man.
The number 2 defense in the league when we lost. Damn. All right, sorry.
It's okay. Yesterday, you guys watched the Home Run Derby?
Oh, my God.
Home Run Derby's fun. This is actually the first one that I actually watched through.
I missed the first round because I was watching Team USA get smacked up by Australia, which I'm sure Fish was very happy about. But yeah,
you missed the legend then himself.
I missed Ohtani. Yep,
Shohei Ohtani leading the MLB in home runs right now with 33 knocked out in round 1.
He had the most home runs over 500 feet out of anybody ever in a home run derby.
Did you see that
Not
one?
the face of
Literally
MLB.
almost went out.
What'd you say?
Not the face of MLB.
Not the face. Yeah, he can't be.
He can't speak English.
Yeah, we'll talk about that coming up.
And it came down to Pete Alonso beating Trey Mancini in the finals, and Pete now won it back-to-back. Just look at this kid.
Record.
Oh,
That's gone in a big way. Plant 34 on the board. And he goes to the crowd to get them involved. Taiwan Walker, another Met All-Star.
Are you ready for the greatest stat? Pete Alonso career earnings from salary 2019 to 2021, 1.47 million. Winning the home run derby 2 times, $2 million.
yeah, he gets 660-something thousand a year. But if he wins the home run derby, he gets $1 million each time, and he's running back-to-back home run derbies. So yeah, so he's out earning his yearly income by winning these home run derbies. It's amazing.
I mean, listen, we'll talk about earning your money for real.
Well, and I fell in love with this dude last night. Did you see him like rapping Biggie?
I got that clip. I got a clip of him.
Well, there's Alex. You have the clip of the little kid getting hurt while
then
he's
starts
rapping
rapping.
Biggie. Yeah, play that one real quick, and then I got another one I want to show you guys because I fell in love with this dude last night.
You see one of the folks out there who's shagging.
It's kind of messed up.
Right, kid is actually hurt. He's rapping
don't give a
Biggie. That's the thing. He stayed so loose throughout the whole event. You know, most guys are up there like you can see the white knuckles. He was just like, boom, banger.
Probably for him, he had to stay loose just to go ahead and keep his mind off of it and get into his rhythm.
Yeah, no, he definitely stayed loose, and he's awesome, man. I love this guy.
You see him just like straight up call a timeout after the second round and just start having fun with the crowd. Like he's got what it takes, especially for the home run derby, a fun event like that.
Alex, can you throw that other video up real quick? I love this one too.
Oh, he gets,
He pumps up the crowd. This is the timeout you were talking about.
Let's milk it.
Look at Gatorade girl. No, I'm good. I'm just here to party. What a legend, man.
That is how you make a name for yourself.
I loved it. I loved every moment of that last night.
You see Popovich in USA basketball, speaking of it.
I saw USA basketball.
Took that L, exhibition game number 2 against Australia, and Pop had some words to say after the game to a reporter.
It's definitely noticeable when you're on the floor.
You know, go ahead. You done? Let me also answer that question. You know, you asked the same sort of question, the same family of question last time, where you assume things that are not true. When you just mentioned, you know, blowing these teams out, that's never happened. So I don't know where you get that. Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish my statement?
Reminds me of South Park. Let me finish.
Can I finish my
I just want
statement?
to punch that kid in the face.
When you talk, are you going to let me finish my statement or not? So you'll be quiet now while I talk, and then I'll listen to you. When you make statements about, in the past, just blowing out these other teams, number one, you give no respect to the other teams. And I talked to you last time about the same thing. We've had very close games against 4 or 5 countries in all these tournaments. So the good teams do not get blown out. There are certain games.
Hey, Coach, you took the L. Just take the L, Coach.
Well, here's the thing. You lost to Nigeria this year. Last time we played Nigeria, didn't we beat them by 80 points?
We did.
43, but before that, 83.
Oh, before that, 83. Yeah. So to say, oh, what are you talking about? We've never blown out these teams. Yes, you have, Team USA, and Popovich, own it. Just say you're right. We're not performing up to our capabilities. We've had 9 days with these guys together. We're trying to get together. Don't sit up there and lie to us when we've seen scoreboards.
Also, too, since 1992, up to that point, they've lost 2 exhibition games. They've lost the past 2 exhibition games now.
Yeah, it's our first losing streak since the 90s.
So it's like, these are valid questions, whether you like them or not. I know that's Popovich's character, to be the ornery guy, to be, be short, but You can't do that when you lost back-to-back exhibitions games, and 2 of your last 3 losses in exhibition games are to Australia.
Yeah.
I think we need Coach K back, guys.
Two-game losing streak against Australia right now as well. So, yeah, let's go, Team USA. Get your shit together, man.
And why is it, another thing, Coach Pop and Larry Brown are boys. How come are their U.S. teams looking kind of shabby?
I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like a lot of it is the players and not us having actually the best players from our league.
I think it might be something with them, with Pop and Larry Brown. Maybe they didn't push the right buttons because, again, let's go back to 2004. How do you get a bronze with Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade?
The same way you're going to get one with Dave Lillard, with Kevin Durant, and with Bradley Beal. Like that's how it's
maybe they need to go ahead and call Coach K. Like, hey, I know you're trying to retire, but we may need you to just kind of come back for a quick
Just
spell.
call D'Antoni so we can throw that stupid Euro offense in and be off and running. Like, we just looked slow. We looked plodding. It just was not sexy basketball. Like, we should be running all over these people, and we can't. I don't know. It was just a tough game to watch last night.
I hear what Charles McClain is saying, Booker, Middleton, and Holiday can't join them to Game 7. But again, when you got Kevin Durant, Dame Lillard, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, you really should not be losing back-to-back exhibition games.
Not to Patty Mills and Dellavedova. Like, I get it. If you're going to lose, you lose to Luka or you lose to a transcendent, foreign player. Patty Mills and Dellavedova? Get the hell out of here. Should be embarrassed.
Hey, what do you think about the question itself from the reporter on that one, Corey?
I thought it was a fine question.
It's valid.
Listen, you used to blow the doors off Nigeria. They just beat your ass. Why?
30-point favorites.
It's a good question.
You end up losing.
It's a good question. You were 30-point favorites. Why'd you lose?
Yep.
It's a good question. Popovich has shown to me over times that when you put him in those uncomfortable situations, he doesn't respond well. Normally, he's on top of his game. He's very methodical in what he says. He's very smart. Like I respect Popovich, but in these situations, he gets squirmy.
Oh yeah.
And I want to see this type of celebration on Detroit River soon. It's coming. Tampa Bay Lightning was out there celebrating, similar style to the Bucks and Tom Brady. But they took the Stanley Cup out there on the water. How fun has that got to be right there?
That's awesome. You imagine dropping that thing, though? I would just be terrified.
Man,
I'd put a life vest on it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Put some floaties on it.
And Space Jam: A New Legacy releases this Friday. The premiere was yesterday, where LeBron James and Chris Bosh were reunited. So you guys excited for this movie or what?
I won't say I'm excited. I am going to check it out, but saying I'm excited, I'm not going
to be honest. I'm really intense embrace. Did you guys notice that? Like that
was a deep hug.
That was a real something happened hug or I miss you hug or.
LeBron's emotional like that, I feel like.
Bosh is emotional like that. I mean, remember after him winning the championship, all the memes that came out about him when he was spraying himself with champagne? Dude.
That visual alone.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Like, it's not a movie that I'm, like, super geeked to watch, but it's Space Jam at the end of the day, so definitely going to be watching that. And actually, tonight we got a pre-screening, so I'm excited to see it later on tonight.
Hell yeah. It's going to be fun.
And a fuel tanker exploding in Troy. Y'all see this video?
Crazy.
On 75. Got 2 camera angles on this one. The first one actually is a police dash cam right here. So you see the actual trucker lose control ahead right there. Imagine being in that car right behind seeing that. I would freak out.
Dude, I'd assume the person in there is dead, but fortunately the guy got out okay. But that is crazy to survive that type of explosion like that.
How?
I don't know.
Because it flipped on this side, too.
Yep.
So your door is obviously covered. And then it exploded into flames right away.
I don't know. That cab must have saved his life. That's all I can think of.
And this is the crazy video that surfaced shortly after that.
So that's what my cousin was talking about. She posted the one time I decided to hop on 75.
Just look, literally look at that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is wild. What was in the tanker? Was it obviously fuel in the tanker?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what it is.
Okay.
And then you see play that back one more time. You see the people like right there on the edge. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, that's a little bit too close for me.
Listen, without those people, we wouldn't have these videos.
True. But
no, okay, where that person is at filming it, all right. I'm talking about them people like right up on it.
yeah, like they're right up there chilling.
I'm straight.
Doesn't things go flying in explosions like that with fires?
I don't know. That wild scene yesterday.
Yeah.
Fire too unpredictable for me to play around
Glad
with.
to hear everybody was safe. That's all that matters. And we go to Central Michigan University real quick. Our very own Paige with some additions.
Thank you. So this past weekend was the European UEFA 2020 Championship game. Now England played Italy, and the game ended in a 1-1 tie, which resulted in a shootout. Well, each 5 players, went in a shootout shoot. For the England team, the 2 white players started. They both got it in, and 3 African-American players followed. All 3 of them didn't make it.
Damn.
So after losing this shootout 3-2, because their first 2 players won, the men who missed their shots faced intense online abuse, and it actually prompted police investigation in the UK for a ton of racism and a ton of slurs because these 3 players missed their shots. Now, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and even Prince William are denouncing the racist harassment of these black players for the England soccer team following the loss on Saturday. Now, in this statement that they released, the Football Association released yesterday, they urged the British government to take action to criminalize this online harassment and call on social media companies to do more about taking these users down. And part of the statement read, "We strongly condemn all forms of discrimination and are appalled by any racism that has been aided at some of our England players on social media." Now, a mural in the city of Manchester, England, is depicting Marcus Rashford. He's an England soccer player. He did a lot of charitable work, so there's a mural painted of him. And people were actually spray painting and writing racial slurs over his mural, which obviously caused a lot of backlash. And people are enraged about this, and it's still weird that it's not weird. It's really horrible that this is still happening in 2021. It's really bad that people are going online and saying these bad things about these players when, not everyone can make these shots, and it just is sad that these 3 African-American players are getting this backlash.
Yeah, we think we have problems here in America a lot of times, but the rest of the world is no vacation either. And sometimes, especially during soccer matches, like
soccer
fans, they've done dumb shit. Like people throw bananas on the field. Like soccer fans are just absolutely brutal. And it's good that the Prime Minister spoke out about it, but it's just another case of stupid ignorance. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, today's the 5-year
dumbass of the day.
anniversary.
You guys want to give them dumbass of the day?
These people are.
Now, question: Are they African American players that join, or are they just British?
They're not African American because obviously they'd have to be American that went over there. But I believe some of them are from African descent.
Yeah,
got you. Okay, I was
just
confused.
Yeah, we're just so accustomed to saying African American. It's a politically correct way of saying black. But yeah, a couple of the guys are from Africa, but they're not obviously American. So
today marks the 5-year anniversary of Colin Kaepernick taking a knee too. So it's kind of sad that 5 years later things are just happening all over the world.
Yeah, that's why sometimes those protests are nice, but you got to take action on the highest level, and that's I get why protests happen to get to that level, but if you're not addressing it through your local government and through your actual government, you're really just out there screaming at the sky.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a horrible story. Thanks, Paige. Well, let's get into some fun trending stuff. You ready to do this, Jeff? Let's do what is trending with Jeff, and I'm sure you found some great videos.
Oh, yeah, we got to start off, the first video comes from, you see people run like 440s and, people that are really fast, but what about people going down, flight of stairs? Like, those... like in Arizona, they have things where you can. It's like you got to play the video, Alex. It's hard
I
to
love
explain.
this video so much.
Yeah, it's like look at the stair setup and look at this man fly like Tyreek Hill down it. Like this is like the parents aren't home text. Like he is flying,
and then
right
he
now.
just dips out.
And then he just dips out. Like it's like the hero we didn't know we need. Like you just see a guy flying like that down the side of those stairs. I mean, you can go up those stairs. They probably take a while, but everyone knows going downstairs. Like I'm a guy who goes, insanely fast down like my flight of stairs, and I'll eat shit every once in a while, but I don't learn a lesson. All right, you still go as fast as you can down a flight of stairs.
Dude, that guy, I would die.
Those stairs are different. Like those stone ones. Like you probably one mess up and yeah, you're.
And especially the fact that he's not even skipping one. Those are the kind of stairs that you skip like every 3 or 4,
Yeah, yeah, those like the big gaps ones.
Yeah.
You're taking those big gaps. But no, the second video, it's like makeshift basketball. Kids, I love watching kids like, body each other in sports. It's so funny because they're so competitive. And these kids made like a makeshift basketball in their backyard, and they got the line hooked up. I mean, check it out. And watch this. They got teamwork passing the ball, and
he set the pick and
hold
everything.
on, and the poster right there. Look at the push at the end. That is straight disrespectful.
I am so glad he showed that because I forgot to send that to the chat.
Replay this one more time.
Watch the kid hit his head on the slide after he gets pushed down.
If you get pushed like that, are you throwing hands?
Oh, always.
If someone pushes you like that after a poster, you got to throw hands.
Especially if my head hits the slide afterward, like the disrespect of being pushed down, but then the risk of brain damage afterwards.
Yeah, that dude pushed with like conviction, like he knew he was on camera and everything.
Hey Jeff, I don't know if you see this, but there is a firestorm going on in YouTube comments about you need to take off your hat.
Bunch of dudes want to see your hair. It's
listen,
very strange what's going on in our chat right now.
I'm gonna be honest, I got a fake YouTube page. I'm one of these comments.
Should I just do a segment about my hair? Like, screw the trending stuff. Like, people are so obsessed with like me wearing this hat.
Just do it real quick. Do the slow motion and shake your hair out. There you go. All right, fellas.
Let's go.
Jeff wearing a hat like when the hottest girl in high school.
Am I like the Magic Mike of the network? Is this what I'm turning into, the Magic Mike of this network?
Shut up, you hair slut, and just be pretty.
Like the guy who doesn't know a lick of sports.
Let's talk more hair.
Stick hard me because of my hair. That is. Look at this. I mean, no. But anyway, moving on. All right, don't ignore this. All right, we're focusing on the trending videos. All right,
Alex, please zoom in.
Oh, God.
On the pillows yesterday, on Jeff's hair today.
Oh, Jesus. All right, you know what? The last video, this girl is a champ. We've all tried dumb things. You see people hook up trampolines next to their pools, and they jump on in. But this chick took it a level up, and she paid the price for it, but she's tough as nails. Check this out. She really thought that was a great idea. It must have been wet on that trampoline. Come on.
Wait, how does she get no bounce off that jump?
There is nothing tougher in this world than a drunk white girl.
Oh!
Nothing.
That's a good point, Steve.
That's so
tough
true.
as nails.
Look at that chick just got destroyed and she's smiling on the ground like, I'm fine.
Man, look, y'all would have had to call the medic, ER. I would have been down there selling that.
That was Corey slipping on ice on the driveway.
Imagine. You know what? I would have rather you had said me running into the
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports at my favorite downtown Fenton, Bridge Street Exchange. Let's go check out their beautiful store. You know we love Michigan summers. Got to turn up on the lake. Pre-made mixed drinks. They even got their own beautiful Bridge Street Exchange t-shirts. I got mine on. Jewelry, they got you here. I got mine on. Titanium Buzz. If you're not quite ready to ask that big question yet with the jewelry, look nice for your girl. They got polos. And last but not least, the most comfortable shoes on the planet. Hey Dude. They're literally called Hey Dude. Shop here at Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. Support a locally owned business.
Since Corey's been wearing this LeBron James jersey around the network, it's been falling down a lot. And you know, really, that's it. Dan Campbell is going to be the man for the Lions. Don't you agree, Corey? I didn't even touch you.
Adding to the team. How long has it been, by the way, that you've been with us?
Since February.
Since February, and then always just wants to add more and more to his plate. And then the most recent thing that we like that you do and provide on the show is your take on the NBA and the draft, which is nearing in a couple weeks.
It's exciting. Me and Stick and I were talking about it yesterday, how crazy it is. Like, it's coming up and the week before.
Hold on, let's turn on his mic. There we go.
There you go. We're all set?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Yeah, we're excited. I mean, me and Stick were talking about last week how excited we are about it and how great it's gonna be.
No, you're good. Keep going. Jeff, we're good. We're getting reports that we're good.
All right, perfect.
All right,
yeah,
sorry.
Anyway, yeah, but me, Stick and I were talking about yesterday how excited we are about this draft and how that week, we're talking about different segments and different stuff we can do, and it's just it's exciting. This draft class again is very deep and very exciting. We're excited about it.
So you're in today, and we're going to go over your top 10 mock draft. We did this a couple weeks ago, or about a week and a half ago. And so has there been any changes? Has things kind of turned around a little bit?
So I did one this time. You know, we see mock drafts, and you just have the same picks over and over again. But you know what? Let's do a little flair. So I did one with a couple of trades, and I do have a couple of trades actually I made that are also not included that could happen that were realistic trades on draft night. So let's get started. We're ready to go.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get in to number 10, and we'll work our way up this list. Yep. Now, you said there were some trades involved in this. So are the Pistons involved in any of these trades?
The Pistons were involved in
those
trades.
Baby. All right. So let's see how this works. Let's go. Number 10 on your list. Who you got, Andrew Jonna?
I got Franz Wagner from Michigan.
Really?
Wagner.
You know what? He's been a guy that everyone's been raving about for the Pelicans. You know, they need another guy to complement that Zion in the small forward position. Now, I also think it depends on what happens to Lonzo Ball. He's a free agent. He could be out of there. You know, would they go shooting guard? But I think, again, they're going to go, I think, power forward or small forward to complement Zion, I think. And, you know, Wagner's a guy who I think can be great on this team. You know, he can play his role. Again, he's a guy like CRISPR. He can shoot the ball well. He can defend. And you know what? He's actually in a lot of mock drafts. You look around the league, he's a top 15 draft pick in this league, and I think he can sneak in there number 10 somehow.
That's crazy.
I'm going to be honest. He's one that I feel like has been way overrated in all of this NBA draft talk. I don't know how his name got so high, but he's kind of like the Zach Wilson of quarterbacks, where all of a sudden he just popped up high on the list.
He's getting popped up, and I think it's one of those guys, again, I could see it, but again, I think the Pelicans are going to make some moves. And I think, I made a trade. If Alex can get the trade up, it's with the Pelicans. Now, we all know the Lakers have been hearing they want Kemba. So I made a trade that it would be a three-way trade. It would include the Lakers, the Thunder, and the Pelicans. Because the Pelicans, they want to kind of move up. They need a player to get with Zion. Because they're in a tough situation, this situation on the team, where they know Zion could be leaving the next couple years. So they have to win now. And I think this could be a trade that's up there. So it involves Kemba Walker going to Lakers. Then we got Josh Hart and Kuzma. They'll go to the Pelicans. To the Thunder, sorry. The Thunder will get 2 picks. The Pelicans will include the 6th pick from the Thunder, and they'll also include KCP.
Okay.
So that is a trade that I made. It works out well because when you make the trade machine with just the Thunder and the Lakers, it does not work out well with the cap. So this is a possible trade we can possibly see on draft night if the Pelicans want to move up to a top 6 pick.
I mean, I like this trade for the Lakers. If I'm the Lakers, I'm doing this all day. Getting Kemba Walker at point guard and getting rid of Kyle Kuzma. We're all good.
Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's go number 9.
Number 9 on Andrew Jonah's mock draft. Who you got?
Number 9, I have... Who was it again? I forgot.
That's okay. Throw it up on the graphic.
Number 9,
there, Alex.
Ty Jones from Texas.
Oh, nice.
He's a great center. I think, again, the Kings are one of these teams that needs another big man. They went small last year with Halliburton. So, again, this is a great pick. He is very athletic. I was watching his highlights yesterday, and he's very athletic, great on transition. He could be one of those guys in this draft that can be squeezing in again in the top 10. So, I like this pick a lot for the Kings, especially because they're one of those teams that I feel like they can make the playoffs. They're one of those teams that's always on the cusp. I think one more piece of them can finally get them to that hump.
Yeah, the Kings just always have a rough go for some reason. Like
they ever since they've had, they had Joe Dumars in there, they had Vlade Divac in there, calling shots. I don't have too much faith in them, and also they still got Luke Walton as their coach. I don't have any faith in them doing anything.
Good old Luke Walton.
Yeah.
All right, who we got coming in at number 8?
Number 8, I still have Devin Mitchell going to stay with the Magic. He's one of those guys, again, that I think would be a great pick for them. The Magic, they're in that rebuild phase, so I think next year is one more year because the NBA rebuilds take 3 years. So they're going to probably be on read 2. They're going to be in year 2 in their rebuild. So, again, they have 2 top 10 picks, and maybe they move up in this draft possibly to get up to another pick and use those 2 picks. But I think Mitchell's still a great pick for them at the end of the day.
Yeah, Davion Mitchell is going to be a decent pro. I don't think he's going to be a transcendent player, but he's going to be a solid role player, similar to like Cam Johnson is right now for the Suns.
I love Cam Johnson,
dude. He's honestly, I love him. I've been hyping him up for the last 2 rounds, but not as like, this is the best guy in the league. But man, you need a Cam Johnson.
Exactly, and I think Cam Johnson, we're seeing it right now with the Suns and how he can be a big difference maker.
Yeah,
and he's really improving. I mean, he went to Duke. He went to a great program. He's no scrub. I mean, he can play the basketball really well, so I think this is a great pick for the
He can play the basketball?
He can play basketball.
He plays the basketball.
He plays basketball.
Was he Duke or was he UNC, Cam?
He was Duke.
Was he?
I think he was Duke. He played for Coach K. UNC or Duke, one of them. But
either way, he didn't start. That's all I know. All right, who we got coming in at number 7?
Number 7 is a trade. Now, this is a trade that's been reported, that's been high up on people's lists. It involves Siakam going to the Warriors, and the Raptors would get the 2 picks from the Raptors. Now, we'll get the 2 picks from the Warriors. But here's the thing: people are talking about Wiseman going to the Raptors. That trade does not work with the cap, so they would have to throw in Andrew Wiggins in there to move in there. So it would involve Kuminga getting drafted at number 7.
Okay.
From the Raptors. So the Warriors lose. They would get Siakam, and they'll lose 2 of the first-round picks to get Siakam on board with those Warriors team.
Okay, that's the one thing I hate about the NBA draft is when they make the trades and they pick for the team. Like, I like the NFL draft when a trade is made that team gets the pick on the spot, not, the Raptors are picking for, because I get confused sometimes. Happened last year with the Pistons when they made those 2 trades. Like, wait, I thought this was our pick. Why the hell Sacramento? Oh, we traded with them. All right.
That pick will evolve, so I put the Raptors on there so people will get confused. So
okay. Nice. Moving on to number 6.
Number 6 is one of the moved up on the big board is James Bouknight.
Yeah.
Now, Bouknight's one of those guys. He can squeeze in that top 5. Again, one of the best one-on-one players in this draft, and he can play really well. He's one of the guys that people like. And, Pistons talk loves him. He raves about him a lot. Troy Weaver, we all know he raves about him. Maybe the Pistons, maybe they move up to number 6 and they trade down, with maybe trade up and get another pick or something.
Aren't they saying he's like the next Devin Booker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Devin Booker or Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, you could be either one of those, and you'll be doing okay. And that's the one guy that we've heard also, like if Troy Weaver wants to use some assets to trade back up into the first round, that we could maybe get a package deal of a Cade Cunningham and a Bouknight. And oh my God, in the course of 2 years, we'd have 5 first-round draft picks that would all be viable starters in the NBA. That's unheard of.
I have to see that happen to believe it.
I hope it happens.
I mean, again, I think this is a guy that the Pistons would trade for if they want to get back in this draft. I don't think the Pistons will ever trade that number 1 pick. Again, we don't know. But if they want to get back in that draft like Troy did last year, this is the guy they would go for. This is the guy they would go for.
Yeah, I like Bouknight. He can ball, man.
I like him a lot. So number 5, we're gonna stick to Scotty Barnes still.
Okay.
I think Orlando's gonna pick him at the end of the day. He's a great defender. He plays like Siakam, and Draymond Green, where he's a defensive player. And I like this pick for them. They need another small forward. They have Cole Anthony, who is kind of on the rise a little bit. He played really well towards the end of the season. They have Isaac. They have R.J. Hampton, he's no scrub. R.J. Hampton, he can still play. So. Again, I think the Magic this is a good draft for them to get back in this rebuild position.
All right, number 4 on your mock draft.
Number 4, we're going to stick the Jalen Suggs to the Raptors.
Ah, that's a good fit for him, man.
I just like him on the Raptors. I think he fits the Raptors vibe, and I think Kyle Lowry's going to be out at the end of the day during this free agency, and I think the Raptors, they're going to be in another rebuild phase, and I think him and Van Vliet would be very dangerous and maybe possibly a 10th seed or 9th seed, and maybe get in that play game and squeeze right in there.
It's crazy how far Toronto has fallen, like from when they won the
Where
championship.
they were.
Yeah, they just can't get back there, and I don't see a direct path, and I don't see them having the superstars to be able to compete ever, in the next 10 years.
It's hard, and Toronto again. They were playing Tampa all year, and I think that's what kind of hurt them a little bit. It's different when you don't have fans, but you're not playing at home, and you have to stay in a hotel all day, and it's just hard. And I think if they're back in Toronto next year, which they should be. I think they're going to be a lot better next year. I think their mental health is going to be a lot better as a team, as an organization. So I think it's a team that could come back and maybe do a little bit of damage. They won't do as much damage as they did last time, but maybe squeezing that 9 for 10 seed to play in that playing game.
I think it also hurts your team a lot when you lose Kawhi Leonard.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. But it also helped their team when they got him for a year.
Yeah. So it's just like, you remove that guy, you remove a title.
And, let's be honest, they removed Dwayne Casey.
Yeah, and I always thought that, again, I sound like a broken record, but you give Dwayne Casey Kawhi Leonard instead of DeMar DeRozan, you get the same result.
Right. And probably even better because you get longevity out of it, too. So, I'm glad the Toronto Raptors threw Dwayne Casey away. We'll take him.
I think Toronto is Masai Ujiri. He's very particular. He's like Troy Weaver, where he's very particular in what he does. So, again, I think he's going to be very methodical in this draft. I can see him making a little bit of moves and making some damage. So, we'll see. But, again, this Raptors team is just falling apart completely. And it's going to be hard, and I think, them to come back. Toronto's one of those cities, again, it's not like – it's hard to bring a team into Canada, to bring stars, because people get comfortable a little bit, like the U.S., and they have to go to Canada, and they're not used to the – the fans are excellent. The people there love them.
You got Drake,
but it's just different. It's a little different.
That is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, it's different. And that people say it's a little bit different when you go to a Toronto Raptors game. It's a little different than going to a Lakers game or something like that. So I like this pick for the Raptors. I think it's another move for them they need. And they need a player like this to get them back where they were.
All right, who you got coming in at number 3?
Number 3, I'm still sticking with Mobley to the Cavs. I think they've gone guard so many times the past couple of years. I think they need someone else to complement Jaren Allen if they do it. Colin Sexton could be out, as Corey talked about last week. So I think it's a good pick for them. And again, the Cavs last year, people are saying, "Oh, Cleveland was bad, this and this." Cleveland had a great start to the season last year, kind of fall apart during injuries. So, again, they just need, I think, another pick for them to get back to where they're not going to be great again, but to get back where they were, maybe look at that, again, that 10th or even that push for that 10th seed next year for sure.
Right. I'm seeing C.J. Schneider calling me an absolute casual for saying that the Raptors won't be good for 10 years. But, I mean, honestly, where's their path? Are they going to beat Brooklyn? Are they going to beat the Bucks?
No.
Are they going to beat the Hawks? Are they going to, like, what are you talking about? I'm a casual.
Kyle Lowry's on his last, you know, he's on the tail of his prime, and he's not coming back probably. So
Van Vliet is not that dude.
No. They paid him a lot of money to stay there.
Yeah,
for absolutely nothing. I mean, he's not playing well with this contract, and they should have been even a playoff team or a play-in team last year, no matter what. And they just disappointed everyone.
Yeah, they had some injuries last year, but still, that's not enough to like drop them down to where they were. At best, they're going to be like a 6 seed moving forward.
Exactly. And last year when I made my predictions in my standings, I had them as like a 6 or 7 seed.
Yeah,
just like squeeze in there.
So sorry, CJ. I watched the games, man, and they ain't got shit. Nothing I can do about it, Bomie. Nothing I can do about it.
Hey, and real quick, we don't even know if they're coming back to Canada yet. They're still playing in Tampa last year, and Canada's trying to get them back. So, hey, I feel bad for those Raptors.
Hey, that's pretty dope. You just get to pick what city you want to play in?
No,
I don't know how Tampa came about. Like, I really don't.
Because they wanted to win a championship. They're like, oh, Tampa's winning championships. Yeah. We're going to Tampa, baby.
Yeah, that's
Did you guys
true.
see the picture, the thing of Tom? Thinking about Tampa, did you see where Tom Brady is? How many championships those teams win? I think each city. It's insane. Like Tampa City won, the Lightning won, and then the Bucks won, and then like Michigan won the national championship. It's crazy. Wherever Tom Brady is, people are winning championships there no matter what. So they're like, hey, maybe it's a good luck charm for us.
There you go. Tom Brady's a blessing. All right, who do you got at number 2 on your mock draft?
This is tough.
Is this where the trade happened with the Pistons?
This is where the trade happens.
So we traded with the Rockets.
With the Rockets. So this is my thing with the Cavs.
Ooh.
The Cavs are one of those teams where I don't think you get much out of it, because if you do trade the Cavs, all you get is Darius Garland, the pick, and you trade for Killian Hayes in the pick. This trade, you get a first-round pick this year. You get back in the draft. You get back one more trade in the draft, and you get another pick next year. Now, the Pistons, Troy Weaver the Pistons like Jalen Green.
Right.
And I think it's one of those things where there's a difference between being a common fan and a diehard fan. The common fan just thinks, we're taking Cade. The diehard fan thinks there could be a possibility we go Jalen Green. And people are just like going to freak out. You know, I think Jalen Green's a great player. You know, when people think of Jalen Green was a #1 player last year out of high school. He was the guy until Cade Cunningham came into college and said, hey, I'm that guy. Because Cade Cunningham plays like Luka. People love the way Luka plays the game.
Right.
That's why people are saying Cade is #1. And, you know, that's why, and Cade never played like Luka, I think we'd be talking Jalen Green right now, #1.
I mean, they love Jalen Green, his athleticism, the way he can create his own shot, how he gets to the rim. And honestly, you put him with the Kalen. I always say Kalen because I keep thinking Kalen Lucas. Damn it! You put it with a Killian, and that's a good 1-2 punch. Is it better than Cade?
I don't think. At the end of the day, I don't think so, because I think Cade. We have never had I mean, you can debate Blake Griffin back in 18-19, the year where they made the playoffs. Maybe we have not had a guy that can take over games.
Right.
That just can take. We never had a LeBron. We never had a Kobe. We have had great players, but we never had the guy in a while. And I think the Pistons need the guy on their squad. And I think Cade is that guy for them. And I think the city would explode. It would go. I mean, I think we would all go like, what the hell?
You saw it with the draft lottery.
Yeah.
When we got that #1, because we knew where we were going with that #1 pick. So
exactly.
It will explode.
It will explode. And I think at the end of the day, if you're Troy Weaver, if you can get a lot out of this pick, it's not a bad idea to trade it. I mean, I wouldn't be mad, but I wouldn't be like happy.
Dude, Detroit would go insane. I know so many people that are already on the Cade bandwagon, already doing everything they can. But you see, the Rockets are not letting this dude go either. You see that the Rockets really, really want him.
You know who else wants him is the Cavs. Like Cavs last week were in the trade reports is they want the #1 pick. And, you know, another team that's been brought up is the Pelicans. You know, the Pelicans.
They need it.
You know, and you know, maybe you trade. You know, I saw a trade where you bring Ingram into Detroit, and you do a whole trade. You bring Ingram in, you bring a couple other picks, and you know, it's one of those things where it's tough to say what we're going to do. I think at the end of the day, you go with Cade, and then you work your way down in the draft if you want to get back into it.
Right.
But it's hard to say, are we going to really take Cade? And I think a lot of people, if you're not like a follower, like people are like followers in Detroit, but if you're not the true follower, you don't understand. There's a possibility this pick can be gone. And I
That's
think the
crazy.
City, and I think the city of Expo. I mean, look what happened when we traded for Blake Griffin. The jerseys and the tickets and the atmosphere in the arena. Just imagine if we get Cade Cunningham in that opening night and the crowd and just the feel of it. It's gonna feel like I think it's gonna feel like a playoff game. Personally,
it should. I mean, it's the first time we've had hope in that arena in a long time. Literally since they opened it.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be exciting, and I think it's one of those things you have to draft Cade. I think it's no brainer for me easily. And again, I think people just love the way he plays. 'Cause he plays like Luka, and I think people, and I know we've seen this with the Suns. There's two ways we can build teams these days. Do you want to go with the way the Bucks? And I think we see in the finals right now, the Bucks did it where you have one guy taking over games and you have role players with Giannis, or do you want to go with the Suns way with teamwork? I think the Pistons are in that middle, where do you want to take Cade and do the Giannis way and let him evolve with the team, or do you want to pick Jalen Green and do team basketball? That is the debate I think we can have right now, and that's the debate that people are having.
I think you go with the consensus #1 pick and just figure everything out later because, simply put, if Jalen Green turns out to be great, cool. If the Pistons pass on the consensus #1 pick and he turns out to be transcended, people are going to go ape shit. And it's and if Cade doesn't work out, it's still no shame. Hey, he was the #1 draft, consensus #1 pick. Everybody went to trade up to him, and we got him. I think he works out here. I think it's no problem having two playmakers on the court and Killian Hayes and Cade Cunningham. Just figure it out later.
The thing is, with all these other teams wanting Cade so bad, that should be a clear indication that he may be the guy.
Yes, and that's my thing. This is where we're going with about taking Cade, and he's the #1 pick. Look what happened with Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey last year during the trade deadline. All those teams are making phone calls, and there's a reason why there's those teams making phone calls about Cade, because they know the Pistons are coming. There's no reason why the Pistons got all those trade offers for Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey. There's reasons why people are calling Troy Weaver like crazy to get that #1 pick.
Right.
And he knows that, and we all know that.
Right. Well, so let's look at a final run of your top 10. Yeah. Obviously, this one you had the Pistons trading down, but let's throw up the graphic real quick if you can, Alex, of the top 10, and we'll run through it one more time.
Yep.
Listen, if the Pistons don't get Cade at #1, I'm going to be shocked. But if they could cash out and get 2 more first-round draft picks like you're suggesting,
and you know what? I mean, we all saw Rod Beer's trade. I mean, it was massive. That includes the Pistons getting 2 and 3. And again, I think you just take Cade, and then what Corey said, and you see what happens with the draft. You know, the draft is a deep draft class. I mean, we can see. I mean, I had Kuminga going down to 7 because I think Book Knight's right up there. So this is a very deep draft class where you can go back in this draft. And I think you go in around the top 15, top 18. I think that's where the draft is really, really solid. And I think you can get something. You can even something out of 20 if you really want to. But if you want to get back in this draft, you've got to make sure that it's a good trade and it works. And I think Cade is that guy for our team.
All right, so let's run it back. Number 10, Franz Wagner. Number 9, Kai Jones. Number 8, Davion Mitchell. Number 7, Jonathan Kuminga. Number 6, James Bouknight. Number 5, Scotty Barnes. Number 4, Jalen Suggs. Number 3, Evan Mobley. Number 2, Jalen Green to the Pistons after they trade out of the #1 spot, leaving the #1 overall draft pick as Cade Cunningham to the Rockets in this mock draft. I think Detroit would riot if we trade out of this #1 spot, but you know what? Troy Weaver's not here to please us. He's here to win ball games, and if he thinks it's going to win ball games, I trust in Troy.
Now, this is a question I have for you guys. You can do this. You can either take Cade, or you trade #1 pick for any star you want.
Any star?
You can take Luka. You can do Devin Booker.
Easiest question you've ever asked.
I'm taking any proven star.
You take any proven star.
Yeah, because knowing the Pistons' luck, Cade's gonna be a bust. He's not gonna though.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. Do you think that's the thing? That's the thing that you can trade for like that's the thing.
I would trade for Luka for sure. I would trade for Zion for sure. I don't know about a Trae Young. That's definitely a Devin Booker. Definitely a Donovan Mitchell. So all those. All day.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll trade the one for Booker.
Really?
I don't know if I'll trade the one. Now Luka and Zion Yeah, I think Luka's a surefire because he's going to be an MVP one day, in my opinion. And Luka's also box office. Like, he's a guy that you would pay money to come see. Devin Booker is good, but I also think that's somebody that, you know, with the way he talks about Michigan, that's somebody you could probably get if the team is on the cusp and the Suns start to fade. You might be able to steal that guy in free agency.
We missed on that. We're past that.
And that's the thing. This is a very important draft for the Pistons because we all know how rebuilds work in the NBA. They're now 2 to 3 year cycles. Look at the Suns, for example. It took them like 3 to 4 years to get back to where they were. So this is just this is a big draft for them, for the Pistons. I think you cannot get this wrong, or else you have to go back in and start over again. So.
Right. Well, Andrew, Jonna, thank you for coming in this morning and discussing your mock top 10. Obviously, we are very close. What is it? The 26th is the NBA draft?
We're almost 2 weeks.
Oh, God. It's going to be a fun time, man, and I cannot wait to see how this all plays out because, like we said, you don't know what Troy Weaver's going to do. He proved last year that he's willing to move up and down in the draft, use his assets, and you love what he did last year, and if he can do it again this year, Pistons are looking bright in the future.
Trust in Troy.
That's it. Love it. And also, if you trust yourself and you trust your betting skills, make sure you go to mybookie.com because that is where you can cash out on all those skills that you have. And you can go bet on who's going to be the #1 overall pick. You can do that right now. Go to mybookie.com. Enter promo code Woodward when you first sign up, and we will match your first deposit up to 50%. That is promo code Woodward. Put it in when you sign up, and you will get your first deposit matched right here with Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our #1 priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our #1 priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Forward field, baby.
Forward down the field. God, I can't wait to hear that in front of 100,000 people. I know it's only 65, but 100,000 people.
Hey, when you think about all the people that are going to be there in Eastern Market and all the sheds and across the entire city, that number is pretty realistic.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's 100,000 people in the city for sure.
And also, just got to say this. You guys did not go there last year when there were no fans. That was brutal. Those last two, outside of the Tom Brady kicking
outside of the ass whooping we took
that took place, it was just brutal to be there without fans.
Hey, I won't lie. I felt so bad for you being there for that Tom Brady just nightmare because
no, it was literally like you couldn't even like where I was sitting at. You can hear them talking, but you couldn't really hear the plays. It was just like touchdown. What the hell is happening?
You like start writing a story, put out a tweet, another touchdown, Tom Brady. Damn, really?
Yeah, it was a rough game.
We got to throw it back to Dan Campbell and his excitement of opening up the season at home.
I think it's exciting we get to open at home. That's kick-ass, you know. I think our fans are going to be going crazy. I think it's going to be loud as hell, and I think we'll give them hell, you know. But, you know, hey, it's exciting. I'm fired up.
I'm excited.
I'm fired up, too.
Dan Campbell, please call me. I love you.
That's just one guy that I want to hang out with.
Dude, yeah, I just want to crush some beers with him and do anything. Like, I don't care. You know what I really want to do with Dan Campbell? Sit down and watch game film and drink beer.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah. I mean, we've been teasing our next guest, Tori Petry, formerly of the Detroit Lions, who's going to be joining us right after this. I can't wait to talk to her about just being able to hang with Dan Campbell.
Yeah, you've actually got to touch the man. The god. The legend.
And Matthew Stafford talk. Yes, two-time Super Bowl champ Damian Woody had some words about the Lions and how they handled Matthew Stafford.
Listen, I love Dak Prescott, but I think that's nonsense by Nick right there. Matt Stafford consistently over his career has been a stat monster. You know what's been holding Stafford back? The Detroit Lions as an organization. This is an organization that has won a grand total of one playoff game since the 1950s. One. Okay,
right,
so
yeah, you're right. I think that
I mean, he's right. We have won one playoff game, but 12 years of that was Matthew Stafford at quarterback. He's got to take some accountability, just a little bit.
Also, he's right. Matthew Stafford has had some amazing stats over, since his time in Detroit. I think that a lot of that goes to some guys named Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate.
Who's that? We didn't have any wide receivers.
I've never heard this Calvin guy, but I heard that he's
no, Galladay's trash. All of them trash.
Kenny Galladay,
Marvin Jones.
But I hear that this guy Calvin is going to the Hall of Fame.
How'd he get there?
I hear
What's the Hall of Fame? I never heard of that.
I hear this guy Golden Tate is one of the best, yards after the catch. I hear Kenny Galladay is going to be one of the next great wide receivers, but Stafford did it all along. Yeah.
Yep.
And another great, Shohei Ohtani. I love this guy. Watching him hit the ball is amazing. Leading the MLB currently in home runs on the season with 33. Couldn't even make it past round one yesterday, and we were talking about our predictions. And I mean, that batting practice I feel like is really making a big difference because you see it in gameplay. He's leading the MLB in home runs.
Yeah, had he not run into Soto in round one, he definitely would have moved on. Soto was just on fire yesterday.
Yes, and another person on fire, the winner of it all, Pete Alonso, beating Trey Mancini in the finals, and Pete now winning it back-to-back. The craziest part, though, this stat right here. Pete, in his 2 seasons, 2019 to 2021, made $1.47 million and winning both home run derbies, $2 million.
I love it.
That's earning all of your money right there.
Now, is this something they should do for the dunk contest?
Oh, man, that's the smartest thing you've ever said on the show.
Well, thank you.
Honestly, the only smart thing you've ever said on this show.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. No, for real, though, if you put up $1 million or put up some money or something to charity, I think you suggested that last time.
I said they need to raise the money, put up $1 million to these winners, and then match that to the charity of their choosing. That is how you get the fanfare back in the dunk contest.
See, but people like a LeBron James, do you think that would entice them whatsoever?
I'm not interested in seeing a 36-year-old LeBron be in the dunk contest. Now, if he was in his 20s, yeah. Right now, LeBron can still dunk, but he doesn't have that same, above the rim flight like he used to. I think LeBron's window for the dunk contest ended during his Miami Heat run. That was when he still was that super, super high flyer. Outside of that, I don't see him right now.
Yeah, you mentioned run. USA basketball not on a good run right now. Losing exhibition game number 2 to Australia. And Popovich calling a stupid reporter for their dumb question.
It wasn't a dumb question, Popovich. Quit being a bitch.
He's soft.
It's definitely noticeable when you're on the floor.
Go ahead. You done? Let me also answer that question. You asked the same sort of question, the same family of question last time, where you assume things that are not true. When you just mentioned, blowing these teams out, that's never happened. So I don't know where you get that. Can I finish?
Can I finish?
Can I finish my statement?
Sorry, sir, you made a good comment, so I'm not going to let you talk.
Yeah, sorry, you called us out on beating Nigeria by 83 4 years ago and then losing to them, and then us saying we did not blow them out. If an 83-point loss isn't a blowout, what is?
100. Should have been 100.
100, yeah.
Especially when you're 30-point favorite and you still end up losing that basketball game.
I think they'll get it together. I'm not worried come Olympic time, but it's been a rough start for these boys.
And
I don't know. Here's the thing. They should get it together, but they're out there playing too cool for school. It's still, even though they have the talent, basketball is still about fundamentals. And if they're just going out there playing lackadaisical and going through the motions, they could end up with a 2004 result.
Yeah.
And Space Jam, a new legacy, releasing this Friday. The premiere was yesterday, and you see Stick's favorite, LeBron James, right here. Hugging it out.
This is a weird embrace, though. I got to be honest.
I agree with you, Stick. It is weird. I got to say something about it.
Like, the way, when you first put it, can you put that on again? Like, look how slowly his hand's moving across his back at first. Like, look at that is a weird embrace, bro.
I mean, that's two emotional dudes right there.
I won't say it's weird. It's just that, you know, maybe something might have happened in one of their personal lives.
Yeah,
and you know, just like, you know, like for, you know, man, good to see you. You know, everything, blah blah blah. I don't know if it's
when I see you tomorrow morning, Corey. If I don't get that hug, I'm gonna be pissed at you.
It kind of looked like a come to the Lakers hug.
Fist bump.
That's what it looked like. A come to the Lakers hug. Like, come on, Chris Bosh, come over here.
We need you, Chris Bosh.
Honestly, LeBron, I never cared for the LeBron and Bosh duo. I really didn't care for that.
Yeah,
until he gets that rebound, which Ray Allen hit that shot though.
Yeah,
that was a key rebound.
Reasons why I don't care for that duo.
And in Troy, if you were driving on 75, crazy scene, some local news here to end it. The fuel tanker exploding after crashing. You see this on the dash cam, this footage right here.
Wild.
The dude was just spinning out. I don't know where he was going on that.
This is literally like out of a movie.
Yeah, play it back actually one more time. Like, look how he's swerving, and then the car behind him even starts swerving.
Oh, man. Can you imagine being in that car?
Oh, man. I don't know what I would do. Especially knowing it's a fuel tanker.
That's crazy. You know,
that's why I hate driving behind those things. If I see them, if they're next to me, I literally try to speed up and go get in front of them.
Yep.
You ever watch Mythbusters when they were trying to like prove the movie theories that cars just don't explode like that? Like, you know, when a car crashes, it's not going to explode like that. Clearly that one did.
Yes. And that's all I got today.
All right. Well, let's throw it to Paige. And Paige has a story for us. Paige from Central Michigan. She is our intern. What story do you got today, Paige?
Thank you. So this past weekend was the European UEFA 2020 Championship. England played Italy, and the game ended in a 1-1 tie, which resulted in a shootout. And after losing the shootout, the three men on England's team that didn't make their shots happened to be black, which prompted online abuse. And this prompted so much abuse to these players that police actually have been investigating these users in the UK. Now, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Prince William are denouncing the racial harassment of these black players for England's soccer team following the loss in Saturday's championship. The Football Association released a statement urging the British government to take action to criminalize this online harassment, and also called on social media companies to do more about removing these abusive users on these platforms. And now, part of the statement that the Football Association released quotes, "We strongly condemn all forms of discrimination and are appalled by any racism that has been aided at some of our England players on social media." And a mural in the city of Manchester, England, depicting Marcus Rashford, an England soccer player, celebrating his charitable work, was defaced in a way police have called racially aggravated. It's sad to see these players getting this kind of backlash when they were just trying to win a game, and it just kind of hurts me to read all this and seeing how these players have been rewarded for doing so great all season, and now this is how they have to end it.
Yeah, I saw one of the guys, he was commenting on it. He's like, listen, I'll apologize for my bad shot, but I'm never going to apologize from where I'm from.
Right.
And nor should he, obviously. No. But, like, come on, man. People that take sports, like, beyond to that level, it's just
like,
it's
talk
just
shit
crazy.
about the game. That's okay. Horrible shot. Cause
right. Between the lines.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, I hate LeBron. You know this. But it's between the lines. Outside the lines, I love LeBron. He's great. He creates schools for kids. He creates opportunity. He gives back.
You are lying. You don't care about any of that.
How many times have I said that on this show?
You hate LeBron.
I do hate LeBron.
Every single thing about him, his existence.
No, I hate him between the lines because I think that he flops too much. Like, he should be more aggressive. Yeah. If he put his full effort in and if he built up his teammates and built up franchises, he could have been the GOAT beyond GOATs.
Yeah.
But he chose not to be, and that's what frustrates me about him. But outside the lines, dude's a good human. Like, he does good for the world, and I can't be mad at him about that. So, yeah, I hate when people judge athletes outside the lines.
Right, and that's what hurt so much about this story is that Marcus Rashford, one of the English soccer players, people painted murals because of all the charity work that he's done. And now these people, because he missed a goal, are going and putting stuff over his mural for what? For missing a goal when he's done so much good for the community. It just
soccer players don't mess around. Racism is never justified, but these soccer players do not. The fans do not mess around.
Yeah, soccer fans are just on another level.
Crazy.
Well, thank you very much, Paige. We appreciate you, and we also appreciate our people at 8 Mile. The weekend is almost here, as Fish would say, even though it's almost Tuesday. So make sure you go to Meijer and pick up your bottle of 8 Mile so you can enjoy some cocktails, maybe a Bloody Mary this weekend. Just have some fun, enjoy the summer, and do it with people that have a homegrown product. It says Born in Detroit right here on the bottle. Also says it right here above me on the graphic, and that is true. They're born here, raised here, so support local, support 8 Mile.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom Team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Hey guys, I'm D-Mac.
Hey guys, I'm Pilar.
That was a little slow.
Right.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I wasn't ready. I was doing this.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
Hey, I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. You're lit. Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. We suck.
You suck.
Catch us Monday to Friday, 3 to 5.
Every day right here on The Hook.
On Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show,
Thank you.
live on the Woodward Sports Network. You're welcome, Joey.
Thanks for welcoming us back.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you guys for watching this morning. You know what we forgot to do today?
What? Oh, we did.
Yeah, forgot to qualify somebody to get in for that $25K. Our Kick for Crypto contest is happening not this Friday, but next Friday is the finale, and you have a chance to kick a football into the back of our truck to win $25,000 in crypto. So now is your chance to qualify. If you're watching right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, all you got to do is drop a comment. And why don't you just write Joey? Or actually, you know what? Jeff's hair. Did you guys do that while I was gone?
Yeah, we done that. But did we do
Did
Jeff's
we already
hair?
do that, Jeff?
We might have did it. We might have
well,
did it.
let's do it again because everybody loves Jeff's hair. So comment Jeff's hair in the chat right now, and we will pick a winner and let you know when the finals are going to be for that, and let you know when you're qualified to be into the finals.
Corey laughing because he knows it's true.
So if you want to get into this Kick for Crypto,
I'm about to go get my hair fixed so I can look like Jeff's hair.
We got to get.
You would look so crazy with Jeff's hair.
I know, like a Harlem Nights or something.
Can we propose to Chad?
That's a black movie, Joey.
Can we get the haircut at Lady Jane's, like on the menu? Like you could just say this hair, and like everyone gets the same haircut.
The Jeff.
Sure, we'll call it.
There's not many men that have beautiful flow like you, though.
Okay, you know what? Let's just move on. All right, let's move on.
So comment Jeff's hair in the chat right now, and we will pick a winner, and then you will be qualified for the Kick for Crypto finale, which is happening July 23rd.
Damn, I can't believe we're 10 days away from that.
Isn't that wild?
I was talking with Jack Fox, a Lions punter, actually, and I was legit asking him, do you think you could do this? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I mean, I know you know how to accurately punt a ball, but do you really think you could do it and keep it in the bed of a truck? So he's taking on this challenge, and we're going to go out there this week to record a little video of him doing it to see if he'll actually do it.
I think he could do it, man.
Yeah.
I think he could do it. And I think one of our watchers could do it, too. That's the best part. Like, I can't wait. If this happens and we get to give someone $25,000 and the whole station or the whole network's going nuts, and it's just going to be an awesome experience. So make sure if you want to get in, you just comment Jeff's hair right now on whatever platform you are watching. And rivaling Jeff's hair this morning is Miss Tori Petry. Hey, Tori.
Hi, guys. It is so good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Although I do feel a little bit gypped because Jeff is wearing a hat. So
take it off, Jeff.
Really
Take it off, Jeff.
Demanding Jeff takes it off.
You know the deal, Jeff. Take it off.
Yeah, we got to see the flow here.
Come on, give her a nice little.
Right,
shake it for her, Jeff.
Shake it.
Shake it, Jeff. Shake it.
Hey, to be fair, I don't got no product in it. Or I'm slacking today. I'm sorry.
Jeff, give her a little shake.
Yeah, come on. She's a guest.
I can't shake for any guests. All right, you know what? It's just not how I work.
He's in a relationship.
I'm sorry that he's not welcoming. We're excited you're here, though, even though he's not.
Oh, guys, I'm so glad to be here. It's so fun. I haven't been in Detroit in a little while, and I'm back now. And so when Joey asked me to come on the show this morning, I was super excited to hang out with my Detroit people, talk a little bit of Detroit sports. It's fun to be back.
Yeah. Do you miss talking Detroit sports every day?
I do.
Yeah.
But, it is nice to take a little bit of a break, have a little bit of a change of pace. I was here for 7 years, and it was an awesome 7 years, but it was just kind of time for a change. So life has just looked very different lately. And it's been fun and exciting, but obviously being back here, it's like, oh, man, Detroit sports, I love it.
Especially gearing up to football season. Like, we're literally a month away from preseason starting, and I know you got to have the itch, right?
I know. That part is blowing my mind. I was looking at the calendar, and training camp starts in 2 weeks from now, which is insane to me. I mean, usually this time of year, you'd be squeezing in those last-minute vacations because by the time July 31st hits, I mean, you are hit the ground running, no breaks, no days off for 6 months. So it's a very different perspective for me this time of year, and I think when training camp rolls around, I'm going to be like, I don't know what to do with myself. This is so weird.
You heard that? I'm out of here next week.
Take your vacation, Corey.
One of the things, Tori, we were talking about earlier, and thanks again for being here, we were talking about how you are one of the few that actually know Dan Campbell on a personal level. And you've been a part of the organization for many, many years, and you've seen the good, you've seen the bad.
The way bad.
And
the way bad.
How is the energy? Like, obviously we haven't seen him on the actual field in gameplay, but Dan Campbell's got us feeling amazing.
I mean, guys, the same energy that you see him have in a press conference is the same energy that he has all the time. It is not a show for the press conference. It is not a show for people. That is just who he is. So it's funny to me when the national media will see something that he said and be like, this guy is just like, saying stuff just to say stuff or whatever. But he is just so much fun, and that is just his true personality. And I think he's going to be really good for this team.
Yeah, he already has. I mean, he's already given us just something to hope for, something to root for, and change the culture just by appearance. Because obviously, you were around for the last regime, and that was more of an authoritative, sit up when you're talking to me. I'm gonna roll around practice on my four-wheeler. Everybody's below me. You're dumb. I'm smart. I'm the best coach ever. I'm a genius. And this other guy, now he's just humble and he's hardworking, and he seems like a blue-collar Detroit guy.
It's definitely a change of pace. Two very different styles of leadership, very different styles of players that even mesh with that type of leadership. I mean, we've all been in different workplaces where you have a certain boss where you mesh with their style, and then there's another one who just has a totally different style. And I think that is the case between the two different regimes that have been in place for the Lions. But I do really enjoy what we've heard from a lot of the players where they say going to work is fun.
Right.
We're having fun now. TJ Hawkinson has been one of the ones who has said that the most. I mean, I think they're having a good time, and that was something that, that happened when they had the change in leadership last year when Darrell Bevell kind of took over. It was just a little bit of a lighter atmosphere.
Right.
And I think that they are seeing that now with the new regime as well, where you can work hard and still enjoy yourself. And I think that is what we're seeing kind of around the building now.
And that's what I wanted to ask you about, because this is my first OTAs and minicamp that I've been to, and all the media there, everybody seemed very happy, very lighthearted. Media was really not on the practice field, but very close. And a few reporters said, hey, past couple of years, this was not that kind of environment. We were relegated to this part of the field. You can't move this. What are you seeing as far as from the media aspect? Is it a lighter environment? Was it a lighter environment to work in up until that point when from Matt Patricia to Dan Campbell with a little bit of time you were there?
Yeah, it is a different environment. I think it's a different environment for the players. It's a different environment for the media that's there. That's just a different way of approaching things. I mean, Matt Patricia obviously brought in the Patriot way, and that was how they did it in New England. Is the media was very kept in their place, and that they did not want to let on to anything that they might be doing. But I get the sense that this regime has a little bit more of an open field. They want the media and the fans to be able to get to know the players. Now, of course, they're not going to be giving away trade secrets and that kind of thing. So there is a balance there, because you do have to be a little bit secretive with things. And the fans should want that to an extent, because they don't want their coaches and players to be giving away all their secrets. But I do think that there's some value in openness with the fans. It creates buy-in. It creates a culture where people are excited about the team. And I think that's what they're doing right now.
So now that you are not living here in Detroit, and where are you living now?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
You're in Charlotte. So you get now like kind of an outsider's perspective on the Lions and what people say. And I'm assuming people ask you, hey, what did you do before you came here? And when you tell them you worked for the Lions, what is the national response to you?
I mean, I think you guys could probably imagine, right?
I can imagine. I just wanted to hear it from you.
No, but I'm always so defensive of Detroit, though. I'm like, you guys need to go to Detroit. You know, you don't understand what it's like. But, you know, I think that it's fun to jab around about sports and about, you know, how the Lions have been and what their history has been. But, you know, I had a lot of really amazing years here and really enjoyed working here and getting to know the city. So I will always stick up for Detroit. I will always be the one who's like, hey, you guys don't really get it.
Right.
But, you know, I think it is telling how we've seen some of the Lions players go to different teams, such as Los Angeles Rams or the Jacksonville Jaguars with Marvin Jones Jr. And now people are paying those players attention.
Right.
And, you know, I think that speaks to what the, you know, national sports media view is of Detroit, because those players were amazing players when they were in Detroit, but now they're getting a whole lot more attention now that they're elsewhere.
And that's sad, man. It really is sad. Because we had TJ Lang on a couple months ago, and he was even talking, like, forget media, like refereeing. He was like, I could do the same blocking techniques for Aaron Rodgers, but when I did them here in Detroit, it was a flag. And it's just,
I believe it.
You know, we're so sick of this, like, skewed view of what Detroit is. Like, just give us a chance. Just treat us like everybody else.
Yeah.
Speaking of your time here in Detroit, your coach, I believe, was just in our chat. You used to play for the Dark Angels. You were a wide receiver?
Yes, I did. Well, I was a cornerback.
Cornerback, okay.
Yeah. So my first year here in Detroit, you know, you dive into covering football 24/7. This is all you're doing. You know, in college, I was covering a lot of different sports, kind of had a wide variety of sports knowledge. But then you dive deep and you're covering just football. And I was like, you know what? I want to be able to know football inside and out, know absolutely everything there is to know about it. Yeah, and so I actually went to a coaching clinic where high school coaches will go hear from college coaches. Here's our scheme. Here's our X's and O's. You know, here's how we run cover 2, that kind of thing. So I'm sitting in the back just trying to be super discreet, and somebody walks up to me and is like, hey, have you ever played football before? I'm like, do I look like I've played football before? The answer was no. And he invited me to come out to a practice, and so I gave him a call. I was like, all right, what time should I show up? He's like, here's the time. Bring your pads, bring your cleats, and your helmet. And I'm like, well, I don't have these things.
Helmet.
I was like, I was just going to come, like, watch your practice. But they threw me right in there, and I ended up playing for 2 years. I was a cornerback, and I decided I'd rather give the hits than take them, which was a lot of fun.
Defense is fun.
I learned so much from that experience. I really did, and it made me so much better at my job covering football, because I had felt what it felt to give a hit, to take a hit, you know, to be out there on the field watching a play develop. That was a hugely valuable experience for me.
One of the bets that we do here is Stick always thinks that he could tackle Joik Bell, who's on our network. He's going to be on at 11 o'clock this morning with Baligian and Bell. Do you think you can tackle Joik Bell?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think us combined, maybe. Like, you go low, I'll go high type thing. Then we can take him down.
Yeah, Joik is a stocky guy, but we could take him.
See?
Joik's a thick dude. Like, he's a big boy.
Yeah, his arms are my thighs. Like, the guy is just a monster. And we play softball with Joik on Thursday nights, and me, Adam, and Joik are on the softball team, and Joik just absolutely crushes the ball. It's unbelievable how big and strong that guy is, and fast.
Yes.
But getting the glove down on the ground, sometimes it's tough for him. We got to get those errors taken care of. Right, Joik? Get those errors taken care of. So, Tori, what else is going on, and what's your future plans? And, you know, you're hanging out. You're in Detroit for how long?
Yeah, I am here till the end of the week, heading to a bachelorette party this weekend.
Where's it at?
We're actually going to Grand Rapids.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I was in a wedding last weekend, now different weddings, bachelorette weekend this weekend, but I love my Detroit friends, so it was a no-brainer. When those two things fell back to back, I was like, I'm just going to hang out in Detroit for the week.
Heck yeah.
So hanging out here with some friends. But right now, I am living in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, I kind of got to a point here in Detroit where I just knew in my heart it was time for me to do something different. And I think, we can all relate to getting to points like that in our careers. And it was that time for me. And I took a giant leap of faith and, left this job that was super amazing for me for 7 years. And now I'm just kind of, figuring out what's next, trying my hand at a few different things, networking and seeing what else is out there. So that's where I'm at right now. I happen to be in North Carolina, which is a really cool place. Still got all the love in the world for Detroit, but I am having a lot of fun just entering a new season of life.
Nice. Is it going to still be in the sports world? Could you give us any little hints, or do you really just not know?
Oh, I'd love to be back in the sports world.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually. But I think that I was just kind of at a point where I needed to have a little bit of a transition and just take the leap of faith, not knowing what was next. So
honestly, that was how Woodward Sports even started a couple months back. You know, like less than a year ago. Still, that's really how it all began. We all had that feeling where we were like, all right, let's just take that leap of faith and start something new. So we all respect you making that decision, because we are thankful for all of your years here in Detroit, because you covering the Lions was amazing, but we wish you nothing but the best always.
Yeah, your goodbye video on your Twitter. Because Joey's like, Tori's going to be on. So I was like scrolling through your Twitter, seeing what you've been up to, and I watched the goodbye video. Like, that had been hard to produce.
It was emotional.
Was it? Yeah.
Really, I mean, you guys could tell I got emotional. That was authentic. I really did. After the camera shut off, I just kind of like sat there, like took a deep breath and just cried at the desk, because this was 7 years of my life. This was the first thing that I really did out of college. I came here a couple months after I graduated from University of Florida, and this was my home. I grew up here. I mean, I was looking back at videos from my first year working for the Lions, and I think I improved a lot since then.
As you should.
Part of me was like, how did I get this job exactly when I watched those videos back? But, you guys let me grow up here. And when I say you guys, I mean Lions fans and Detroit sports fans. You guys let me develop my skill set, make mistakes, and you stayed with me, and I feel like we became friends. And this was just such a meaningful connection that I was able to have with people here in Detroit. And when I informed the Lions that I was leaving, one of the things I said is I'd really like to be able to say goodbye to the fans. They mean so much to me. I really have created a bond with them, whether it be on social media, whether it be people watching live shows or tuning into my videos on DetroitLions.com. I really wanted to be able to give the fans the goodbye that I wanted to give them. And the Lions were kind enough to let me do that. And, I spent forever trying to write that video. And, I just got a little choked up at the end, but I can tell you I cried 400 times writing it. Like, I'm a very emotional person. And that was just such a big life moment for me, was, leaving the Lions, because it had meant so much to me. So there was a lot of thought and heart put into that goodbye video.
No, that's awesome. And one thing that mad respect for you is, a lot of people don't know this. Like, you shot him, you edited him, you did all of it. It wasn't just like you had a camera crew and a whole bunch of people behind you. It was like, nope, there's Tori with her camera. She's setting it up. She's gonna edit the video, get it out. Like you did. You were an all-in-one machine.
Well, I got to give some credit to our awesome producers, because over the years we did get more producers who did a lot of the shooting part of things, which I greatly appreciated. They made me look good. But yeah, there was a lot of editing that went into it a lot as well. You don't just like sit down in front of the camera and talk and then go home. There is a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and I think that's a part of sports broadcasting that people don't see as much.
Right. Well, Tori, thank you for your time this morning, and thank you for your time in Detroit. And I hope you enjoy your time in Grand Rapids this weekend. I'll be over on the west side of the state. If you guys get bored, I got some connections over there. I could set you up with some cool bachelorette party places.
All right, I like it.
If you need a lake house, we'll rent you out Sticks Lake House out there.
Yeah, you guys could come up to the lake house. It'll be a good time.
All right. Well, we should have had this conversation a little earlier. We'll be talking after the show's over. Thanks, guys, so much for having me.
No, you are welcome. Joey, you ready to get into Dumbass of the Day?
It is time. Tori, stick around for this one. You're going to like this.
All right.
The Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy, because he had no idea where he's on the field.
He crosses too many timeouts. It's a technical foul.
Dumbass!
So, Tori, you've been to baseball games, correct?
Yes.
You ever catch a foul ball or home runs or any of that?
I have not. But it's on every baseball fan's wish list, right?
It is. It's on all of ours, including this one fan who went over the top, literally, to catch this ball at the home run derby.
Ooh, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing.
Right over the railing. I did not get to see. It was inconclusive evidence to see if he caught that ball or not. But either way, he better have gotten that ball.
Oh no! I think homeboy in the blue shirt got the ball.
Yeah, with the dress shirt. I saw
the
that.
dress shirt was not letting that ball up. It's like, oh, you fell, my ball.
He probably got some sort of souvenir in the form of a shiner, though.
That is our dumbass of the day. I love the effort, but unfortunately, you could not close it.
Yep. Well, thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show, and let's give a shout out to Northwestern Tech first, Joey.
Northwestern Tech.
Because
we love them. It's only a 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program, and if you're thinking about what's next in your career, I mean, you just heard it on the show right now about all of us reaching that point where we're just looking for what's next. Northwestern Tech might be your answer. It is the HVAC school that works. So visit them right now at northwesterntech.edu.
And thank you guys for waking up with us this morning. We'll be back on tomorrow, 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. And don't forget, Baligian and Bell is up next from 11 to 1. Then The Hook is on from 3 to 5. And both those shows have your chance to qualify for that $25K Kick for Crypto contest that we are doing in less than 2 weeks. So make sure you get qualified today. Have a great Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.